Let me tell you something about life. A woman who is drawn to an older man is not drawn to his age. She is drawn to his weight. Not the weight of his body, the weight of his presence, the weight of his decisions, the weight of his silence, the weight of his standards. And when a woman craves an older man, she doesn't chase him. She studies him. She tests him. Not because she wants to play games, but because she wants to feel safe investing her emotions in a man who is already invested in himself. And the tests? They almost always come down to two questions, not spoken directly, but asked through behavior, through tone, through subtle challenges, through moments. If you miss them, you lose her respect. If you pass them, you earn her curiosity. And curiosity is the doorway to desire. The first question, are you rooted or are you just older? You see, age alone impresses no one. Time passes for everyone. But growth is optional. When she challenges your opinion, when she disagrees with you in front of others, when she lightly teases your beliefs, she is not attacking you. She is asking, do you know who you are? Because a man who crumbles under light pressure cannot handle heavy responsibility. A mature woman, or even a young woman attracted to maturity, wants a man who is emotionally anchored, not loud, not defensive, not reactive, rooted. When she questions you, she's measuring your stability. Do you respond with calm certainty, or do you rush to prove yourself? A younger man argues to win. An older man listens, smiles, and speaks with intention. Confidence does not shout, it stands. And when she sees that you are rooted, when she realizes your opinions are built from experience, not ego, something shifts inside her. She relaxes, because now she knows you are not a leaf in the wind. You are the tree. The second question, do you desire me or do you need me? This one is deeper, more dangerous, and more revealing. When a woman is attracted to an older man, she often expects strength. But strength is not control. Strength is emotional independence. So she might pull away slightly, take longer to reply, mention another man casually, not to make you jealous, but to see if your world collapses. She's asking, if I step back, do you lose yourself? Because neediness kills admiration, but self-possession builds it. An older man who has built a life, who has purpose, discipline, direction, does not panic when attention fluctuates. He stays steady. He does not chase. He invites. He does not beg. He chooses. And that choice is powerful. Desire says, I want you. Need says, I cannot function without you. One inspires attraction. The other inspires pressure. And pressure suffocates longing. When she senses that you enjoy her, but do not depend on her for your identity, that is when craving turns into pursuit. Here is the truth most men miss. A woman who craves an older man is not looking for a father. She is not looking for money. She is not looking for control. She is looking for emotional leadership of self. Because if you cannot lead yourself, you cannot lead energy. You cannot lead direction. You cannot lead a relationship. Older is not about years. It is about composure. It is about discipline. It is about having faced storms and choosing wisdom instead of bitterness. And when you answer those two silent questions correctly, when you show her that you are rooted and that you desire without needing, she feels something rare, safety without boredom, strength without aggression, mystery without confusion. That combination is magnetic. So what should you do? Work on becoming the man who does not fear tests, because tests are not obstacles. They are invitations. Invitations to demonstrate growth. Invitations to demonstrate emotional control. Invitations to demonstrate standards. Do not resent her for testing you. Thank her silently, because she is revealing whether you are ready. And readiness is attractive. Build your body, sharpen your mind, guard your emotions, choose your words carefully, move slowly, respond thoughtfully, And never forget, the power of an older man is not in how much he has lived, it is in how well he has learned. And when a woman looks at you and feels that you have learned, she stops testing, and she starts investing. That is when admiration becomes attachment, and attachment becomes devotion. Not because you chased it, but because you became worthy of it. Become the man whose presence answers questions before they are even asked. That is maturity. And maturity, when embodied, is irresistible. Attraction to an older man is rarely about the number of birthdays he has celebrated. It is about the sense of groundedness he carries into a room. Emotional stability is what transforms age into value. An emotionally stable man does not react impulsively. He responds thoughtfully. He does not allow temporary emotions to dictate permanent decisions. This creates a powerful psychological signal: safety. And safety is one of the deepest foundations of attraction. From an educational perspective, emotional stability communicates three critical qualities. Predictability. His mood is not a roller coaster. She does not have to guess who he will be today. Self-control. He can manage anger, frustration, jealousy, and excitement without losing composure. Internal security. His identity is not shaken by disagreement, challenge, or delayed validation. Women who are drawn to older men are often seeking emotional consistency in a world that feels chaotic and fast-paced. Stability signals leadership, not dominance, leadership of self. Inspiration comes from understanding this truth. You do not become more attractive by becoming louder, more forceful, or more controlling. You become more attractive by becoming more centered. Emotional maturity means listening without interrupting, disagreeing without disrespect, wanting without clinging, leading without demanding. It is the calm energy that says, "I have seen storms before, and I do not panic when clouds gather." That calmness creates admiration. Admiration creates trust. Trust creates attraction. So the real lesson is not be older. The real lesson is be steadier. Because when your emotions are disciplined, your presence becomes powerful. And powerful presence is far more compelling than age alone. Expand the keynote 1. Don't add heading and speaker name up to 300 words. Attraction toward an older man is rarely about the calendar. It is about the climate he creates around him. Emotional stability is the true magnet. It is the quiet strength of a man who has learned from life rather than been hardened by it. When a man is emotionally stable, he does not rush to defend himself at every disagreement. He does not raise his voice to feel powerful. He does not crumble when challenged. Instead, he listens. He pauses. He responds with intention. That response alone communicates maturity more than any number of years ever could. Emotional steadiness sends a powerful psychological message. You are safe here. Safety does not mean boredom or lack of passion. It means predictability of character. His values do not change with pressure. His mood does not swing with every inconvenience. His identity is not shaken by someone else's opinion. Many people grow older, but not everyone grows wiser. Wisdom is shown in restraint. It is shown in the ability to control impulses, manage frustration, and maintain dignity under stress. A man who can regulate his emotions demonstrates leadership of self. And self-leadership is deeply attractive because it signals reliability. Emotional stability also reflects internal security. He does not need constant reassurance. He does not panic when attention fluctuates. His confidence comes from self-respect, not external validation. The lesson is simple yet powerful. Age becomes attractive only when it is supported by growth. The true appeal lies in composure, discipline, and calm presence. When a man masters his emotions, his presence becomes reassuring, grounded, and undeniably compelling. What many men interpret as games are often unconscious assessments rooted in psychology. When a woman feels drawn to a man, especially one she perceives as mature, she instinctively looks for signs of consistency and strength. These moments are not designed to embarrass or defeat him. They are designed to answer an internal question. Is this man emotionally safe and strong enough for me to trust? Tests often appear subtle: a delayed reply, a playful disagreement, a sudden change in tone. a casual mention of another admirer. These moments are rarely random. They create small amounts of pressure to observe how he handles uncertainty. Pressure reveals character faster than comfort ever will. From a psychological perspective, attraction deepens when strength and security are demonstrated naturally. If a man reacts with jealousy, defensiveness, or visible anxiety, it signals emotional fragility. But if he remains calm, composed, and grounded, it signals confidence and internal balance. These assessments are not about dominance. They are about stability. A woman wants to know that the man she is drawn to will not become unpredictable when challenged. She wants reassurance that his confidence is real, not performative. Understanding this transforms frustration into growth. Instead of resenting these moments, a man can use them as opportunities to demonstrate patience, humor, and emotional control. When he does, he communicates strength without aggression and interest without desperation. The deeper lesson is that emotional reactions are always being observed. Mastery is not about controlling others, it is about controlling oneself. When composure becomes a habit, respect follows naturally, and attraction strengthens without force. One of the most powerful distinctions in human connection is the difference between desire and need. Desire is healthy. It is intentional. It says, I appreciate you, I enjoy you, I choose you. Need, on the other hand, carries pressure. It says, I rely on you to feel complete, and pressure quietly weakens attraction. When a man needs constant reassurance, immediate responses, or consistent validation, he places emotional responsibility on someone else. That responsibility can feel heavy. Attraction thrives in freedom, not obligation. The moment someone feels responsible for maintaining your confidence, the dynamic begins to shift. Desire feels strong because it comes from abundance. It grows out of a life filled with purpose, discipline, friendships, and direction. A man who is building something meaningful does not collapse when attention fluctuates. His mood does not depend on a text message. His identity does not depend on approval. Psychologically, independence signals strength. It shows that connection is a choice, not a necessity. When a man can step back calmly, focus on his mission, and remain centered, it creates intrigue. It communicates that he values himself first, and that self-value becomes magnetic. This does not mean detachment or coldness. It means emotional balance. You can want someone deeply without losing yourself. You can pursue with intention without abandoning your priorities. The true lesson is simple. Build a life so full that love becomes an addition, not a foundation. When you stand firmly on your own purpose, your presence feels lighter, stronger, and more attractive. Desire inspires connection. Neediness quietly pushes it away. Real attraction is rarely built on tactics. It is built on transformation. Strategies may create temporary attention, but personal development creates lasting respect. When a man commits to improving himself, mentally, physically, emotionally, he changes the energy he carries into every interaction. Self-development begins with discipline. Discipline in how you manage your time. Discipline in how you speak. Discipline in how you control your impulses. A disciplined man does not chase validation because he is busy building value. He invests in his health, sharpens his knowledge, strengthens his character, and refines his communication. Over time, this work becomes visible without him needing to announce it. Emotional intelligence is another cornerstone. Understanding your own triggers, managing stress, and responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively elevates your presence. When you can remain calm under pressure, listen without interrupting, and express yourself clearly, you create a sense of maturity that is deeply compelling. Self-respect also plays a powerful role. When you set boundaries and uphold standards for how you are treated, you demonstrate that your time and energy matter. This does not require aggression. It requires clarity, and clarity signals strength. The inspiring truth is that you cannot control who is attracted to you, but you can control who you become. When growth becomes your focus, confidence becomes natural. When confidence becomes natural, attraction becomes effortless. The ultimate strategy is not learning how to impress someone. It is becoming someone impressive through consistent effort, integrity, and purpose. Personal growth is the foundation that supports every meaningful connection. At the heart of it all, attraction rooted in maturity is never about manipulation or performance. It is about who you become when no one is watching. Emotional stability, composure under pressure, independence of purpose, and continuous self-development form a foundation that no temporary tactic can replace. When you understand the psychology behind tests, you stop reacting emotionally and start responding intelligently. When you understand the difference between desire and need, you protect your dignity while deepening connection. When you commit to growth, you no longer chase attention, you naturally command respect. True strength is quiet. It does not beg. It does not prove. It simply stands firm. And when a man becomes steady in his emotions, clear in his direction, disciplined in his habits, and secure in his identity, something powerful happens. The dynamic changes. Instead of trying to be chosen, he becomes selective. Instead of fearing loss, he values alignment. Instead of seeking validation, he operates from self-respect. That is the transformation. Because in the end, lasting attraction is not sparked by age alone. It is sparked by maturity earned, confidence built, and character refined over time. When you focus on becoming grounded, purposeful, and emotionally intelligent, you don't just answer unspoken questions, you embody the answer. And that embodiment is what truly sets you apart.